County Child Killer's last victim was abducted in Birmingham, and tonight we talk exclusively to a man who talks about what he wished he had done that day to stop the kidnapping.
7 Action News investigator Heather Catallo has been on this case for more than a decade now. And Heather, this is a man we have never heard from before, right?
No, we haven't. His name is Doug Wilson, a retired auto designer who now lives in California, but he was living in Troy at the time that Timothy King was kidnapped. And he says he saw him on his orange skateboard just minutes before he disappeared.
Doug Wilson may be one of the last people who saw Timothy King alive.
When I pulled into the parking lot, I saw him going down the hill and jump off the skateboard.
That image of Timmy King's orange skateboard is etched in Wilson's memory. King was the last of the Oakland County Child Killer's 4 victims. He was abducted in March of 1977 outside a Birmingham store. That's where Wilson says he went for eggs and milk that night and where he saw the 11-year-old on his skateboard.
And so I just pulled in. I thought, well, I'm going to park my car up here, you know, in case the skateboard goes wild and hits the side of, the car.
A couple weeks later, Wilson, who had not been paying attention to the news coverage of the case, heard from co-workers that a boy on a skateboard in Birmingham had been abducted.
And I overheard the conversation, and they mentioned the skateboard. And the skateboard was what kind of clicked that I had seen something. I told him what color it was. It was, orange, day glow. And he said, yeah.
Wilson was urged to go to the police, and he agreed to be hypnotized for several hours. His information became critical to the case.
I noticed a young man, probably in his late 20s, talking to what I found out later was Timmy King.
He also remembers another man from that night who was sitting in a car.
He has no reason to lie. And it can all be verified with the FBI reports, I assume.
Wilson says he is glad to help King with the case, but wishes he had done more that night.
I think if I'd just been a little more aware of what was going on around me, instead of feeling so sorry for myself and what I was going through, I probably could have scared those guys away, or at least stopped the abduction somehow. And it's one of those things you kind of live with.
It has also come to light this week that serial killer John Wayne Gacy may be connected to the Oakland County Child Killer case. Gacy raped and murdered dozens of boys in the 70s. Oakland County prosecutor Jessica Cooper says that the task force is looking into this, but that she believes it is highly unlikely that Gacy had anything to do with the case. But of course, we'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah, all of Gacy's victims were boys, and of course the Oakland County child case involves girls too, so that's something obviously to reconcile.
Absolutely. They're looking at it, though.
All right. Thank you very much, Heather.